So like I said, you heard a little bit about me there. I'll say a little bit about Aircall, and then we'll kind of look at some means that I use from my past experiences within the creative arts to deal with rejection and community building within SDRing. So yeah, as you may see, I work for Aircall. We're a VoIP soft phone solution that helps deal with issues sales developers may have when sort of trying to really work out where performance lies. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be covering community building and how you can use that to create more opportunities and face rejection. So a little bit about me and my background. When I left school, I was an actor. I went and studied at drama school, and I've tried lots of different things. I've tried coding. I've then got into music, and I'm actually a massive drum and bass fan. So I don't know if we've got any junglists out there. But yeah, I used my love and passion for drum and bass to then build a following online, which has gained about 50,000 followers so far. But anyway, how does this relate to sales? Because we're not here to hear about that. The one thing that I found with all these experiences that I've had is that it's always different, the outcome, to what I expected when I was going in. So I could go into something thinking, right, it'll end up like this, and it's never been the case. And that's even the case with sales. And I'm sure you found the same. So say if you're going into a meeting and you're expecting this one to qualify or for there to be a particular outcome, it doesn't always tend to be the case. And it's all about just making sure that what is in front of you is what you're actually seeing and being present within the moment. There was a big aspect of drama school was thinking about actually when you're speaking to someone, are you really hearing them? And a lot of the time as SDRs, BDRs, AEs, we have to make sure we are truly hearing what our clients or customers' needs are. Now, from working in pubs to going to auditions or even being online, the whole time I've faced rejection. And rejection is always hard. I'm sure you have all found that actually it's a really bitter pill to swallow. But over time, by building certain techniques, you can really make that much easier for yourself. Now, what are those kind of techniques that I'm going to look at? The three that I'm really going to focus on are mindsets, performance, and competition. So the first one, mindset, I'll tell you a story about an audition I had. This was my first time out of drama school, and I went to audition for Puck in the East London Shakespeare Company. Now, this was actually on my 21st birthday. It was a big audition. There was about 50 people in the room. They were doing lots of different exercises. And I ended up kind of going through the whole process, the first round and thank you, goodbye, made it all the way through to the second round. And I returned back to my friends at university at the time, and they were saying, what was the result? And I was told, right, I'd be told within, a couple of hours whether I got it or not. Anyway, a couple of hours passed and I didn't hear anything, and it continued. And it was about 4 days later that I'd realized I hadn't got this audition. And now that was really, really tough to swallow. And I guess by having an experience like that, where you are facing that rejection, actually it made me realize that these moments where someone may just not answer your call, or they may say, look, I'm not going to go with you as a service, actually is a much nicer way than what a lot of us have experienced out there in terms of rejection. So just make sure that actually you understand that even though it's maybe tough to swallow personally, it's not about you, because a lot of the times with our industry in particular, there are specific reasons why that's not the case. So making sure that you've got a mindset in place where you understand it's not about me, it's not personal, it's just an aspect of the job. Now, the other is performance. Now, specifically with acting, this is what people don't tend to always realize, is that there are some real kind of technical elements. And it's similar to football, as you've heard, I'm a big football fan, how well you kick the ball, how well you take a free kick. Those are certain technical aspects. It's also the same with acting, and those are very, very relatable to sales. So that could be making sure that you're breathing correctly, so that you're not swallowing the breath like this, that actually you're nice and relaxed, your breath is controlled, so that when you are having to speak, you can really make sure you're getting your point across. Having a good posture, it's one of those small things that your mum would tell you, but actually it has a big, big effect on how your voice comes across, how if you're sat on a Zoom call, if you're hunched over like this, it's not going to have the same effect as if you're upright and being able to really convey what it is that you want to say. And the other is inflections and clarity. Now, a lot of the time within sales, we're waiting for that killer question of, are you going to book a demo? Are you going to go with us? Now, when we ask a question, we do what's called upward inflecting. So we'll go up at the end of our sentences. Now, if the whole way through a call or a conversation, you're upward inflecting, when it comes to that killer moment, you're going to lose them and it's not going to have that same impact. So make sure that you're having clarity the whole way throughout those conversations, and you should be able to really get a big impact on that final question. So the final point I want to hit is that competition. Now, a lot of the time we think we've got this killer mentality within sales, we're all sharks. That really is not the case at all. Now, when I started building up my TikTok page, there was a few other artists and content creators out there. And a lot of the time people would be thinking you're going to be going against each other, you're competition. But actually, we realized quite early on that we had to be supporting each other. So we ended up doing a lot of the same videos. We were using each other's sounds in order to build this community, to build a group of people who loved drum and bass in this instance, but it could be sales like Lucy's doing online on TikTok, to create those relationships, to create a real community there. And it's the same within your team. You've got to support each other. You've got to make sure that you're there, not to fight against each other, but to learn from one another. So in summary, I'll keep it really, really brief. Rejection is always hard, but make sure that you have those 3 tools in place that you can use to develop yourself. That being mindset, performance, and competition. So yeah, thank you for listening to the call, and thank you for bearing with me as well during those technical issues. But yeah, thank you for listening. And if you are interested in looking at Aircall, you can find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, thank you very much.